Jordan pulled the door closed behind him, slamming it hard, causing a large echo throughout the room. Dr. Charles stopped mid-sentence, and all the students looked back at them. "Veuillez vous excuse us, please," announced Dr. Charles. "Class dismissed. We'll continue this discussion next week." Students got up from their seats and gathered their belongings. Jordan grabbed the gun from Angelica's hand and waved it in the air across the class for everyone to see. "No one's going anywhere," Jordan warned. "Everyone sit down." The chattering, footsteps, and gathering of books stopped in an instant. The room became silent enough to hear a pin drop in the matter of a second. Jordan looked to Angelica, then calmly and quietly said, "Lock the doors." Then he turned to the students and shouted so they could hear, but in a calm tone said, "Come on, let's go. Back to your seats." Angelica locked the doors as the students returned to their seats, and Jordan walked to the other side of the room to lock the other set of double doors. Detective Chance stood at the security desk with his radio in his hand, looking at the monitors with a security guard. They watched Jordan lock the doors. "What is that room?" asked Detective Chance, pointing to the monitor. The security guard replied, "It's a lecture hall on the 4th floor." Detective Chance put the radio up to his face and announced to the officers, "He's in a lecture hall on the 4th floor. I want you to find that room, but hold back. He's in a class full of students and he's armed. Just find that room and wait for further instructions." Detective Chance brought the radio down from his face and turned to the security guard. "How can we communicate with that room?" Angelica remained in the back of the room, guarding the doors while Jordan stood at the front of the class, holding the gun on Dr. Charles, who was sitting in a student's seat in the front row. "We've had this conversation more times than I can count," answered Dr. Charles. "I'm not surprised," replied Jordan. "You don't understand. People involved with very traumatic events begin to have delusions, thinking that they can undo what happened. Sometimes even have flashbacks to the event. You've been through a lot of stress, and your lies are just adding to it." Detective Chance opened the front door for the tactical leader. He entered the lobby and his SWAT team followed. Outside were a number of police cars and trucks. "Let me show you the situation," Detective Chance said, greeting the tactical leader with a hand pointing to the monitors. He walked him over to the security desk. "I'm starting to have deja vu," replied the tactical leader. "Yeah, well, this time he's not getting away. Jordan, this is Detective Chance." Jordan looked up and saw the PA system in the ceiling. "We have all the exits blocked. There's no way out. Just put down the weapon. Both of you come out. No one needs to get hurt today." Jordan looked across the wall and saw a security camera monitoring the room. Detective Chance, with the phone up to his mouth, sat in front of the video security monitors. The tactical leader watched the monitors over his shoulder with his arms folded. "There's only one smart way to do this, Jordan." They watched the screen as Jordan approached the camera. He looked into the camera, hesitating for a moment. Staring into the lens of the camera, he locked eyes with Detective Chance. Though his eyes locked with him unknowingly, he could feel the chill within his body that he was in more danger than he had ever been and his capture was near. He looked back. He quickly walked to a chair, picked it up, turned it around, and threw it hard at the camera. The monitor blacked out and went to a spastic picture of gray and black spots with wavy lines, then suddenly turned blue with green letters that read AUX in the upper right corner. Jordan walked down the steps toward the front of the room. "This isn't the smart way to do it,"